I'm Army Vet, and welcome to the Rifleman Guide. I'm going to be showing you the basics of getting your character from Novice Rifleman all the way to Master, and also a quick guide to the rifles you want to start collecting once you're done. Remember to hit the like button, the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment because it will help the channel grow. And as always, enjoy the video. I chose Tatooine for this particular grind, even though the sandstorms drive me crazy, and they probably drive you crazy too. There's a reason for this, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let's talk about the weapons we're going to use. There are two rifles you get certified for in Rifles 4 and Marksman. See my marksmanship guide linked in the upper right corner. They are the E11 and the Jawa Ion Rifle. If you do some shopping, you can find both with decent speed, damage, and mine costs. The E11 is going to be a lot cheaper because it has light armor pen in its energy damage, and there are better weapons further on with energy damage. The Jawa is comparable in damage, speed, and mine cost, but is going to be more expensive because it has medium armor penetration and stun damage. I chose to spend the extra money and get the Ion Rifle because in the long run I'll have more use for stun damage than energy. I started out this guide on Tatooine to show you no matter what starter planet you decide to go with, you're going to get the same amount of XP per creature. The only differences are what you're going to get for the creature's attacks and whether they're aggressive or not. On Tatooine, you'll be fighting primarily squills. They are aggressive, and they will blind, stun, and intimidate you. There's no difference in XP compared to Sharnefs like on Corellia or the Fumbas you fight on Naboo. Once you have the Novice Rifles box complete and trained, you're going to concentrate on the sniping tree first, since it gives you rifle accuracy. Then it doesn't really matter which of the two trees you grind. I chose counter sniping because it has some defenses in the tree. Your goal, however, is to get to Rifle Abilities 3. This will grant you your only AoE attack until you reach Master. It's called Flurry Shot 2. From there, it's a quick grind to finish up the remaining boxes and rifles. As you can see here, the XP granted for each kill is exactly the same as on Corellia or on Naboo. Okay, as you can see here, I headed back to Naboo because I prefer to be on Naboo when I'm doing these kinds of grinds. It's just easier, the buffs are there, creatures are easy to get. That's the only reason. Now that you have mastered rifles, congratulations by the way, it looks like you're going to need some new toys. Let's talk about what weapons you should think about having on hand and a few that you should have for the fun of it. This list is for PvE. Although most of these weapons will work in PvP, that will be up to you to decide what works best for your toon. A word of warning before we start. Watch out for vendors that have weapons too good to be true. They will most likely have a power-up on it, and they are trying to trick you into buying it for a large amount of money because the damage looks awesome. Scroll down and make sure it's actually just the weapon with no power-up. First up is the tried and true T-21. Okay, the T-21 has been a staple of all riflemen since, well, forever. The reason is because it has heavy armor penetration. The only drawback is it has a very high mind cost. Number 2 is the Jawa Ion Rifle, which you already should have because you should have followed my advice and bought one already. If you have, then the Geonosian Drill Rifle is your next purchase. It has blast damage and medium armor penetration, and most of the time pretty good speed. The mine cost can vary from rifle to rifle though. The Crusader is up next. It is a fantastic weapon. Decent speed, good damage, and normally very low mine cost. It is cold damage, so you're not going to find a lot of things that are vulnerable to it, but it's still a great rifle to have. The DXR-6 rifle is next. This one has acid for damage. Usually good speed and medium armor pen. The mine cost can be high, so shop around. As with the Crusader, not a lot of targets are going to be vulnerable to acid, but there are some, so it's worth having. The Disruptor Rifle is electricity damage, medium armor pen with good attack speeds. Its damage can vary greatly, so you're going to have to do a lot of shopping for this one. Again, with a lot of things, electricity is not going to be a vulnerability you're going to find a lot, and the mine costs can be as high as a T-21. Do your due diligence and find the best rifle for the money. Last but not least is the Berserker Rifle. It is kinetic damage with medium armor pen and will generally have great speed and mine cost. The downfall is its damage is in the mid-range for rifles and it is kinetic damage. Very few things are vulnerable to kinetic damage, so buy it only if you want it. There you have it, folks. That's Rifles 101. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and leaving a comment. It does help the channel grow. And remember, have a great day.